Hey guys, it's G from Skull Gamma Network. Welcome to another MLB Perfect Inning 2019 video. And if you can't tell by the title of this video, today I'm going to talk about this game. I'm going to talk about why I'm not enjoying myself playing this game, why I don't really like this game at this point, and why, honestly, I think Gameville needs to do something to fix their game. Now, obviously, it's mid-season. Nothing is going to happen for a while to actually fix this game, but I still feel I need to make this video, if for no other reason, to explain why I'm not enjoying this game and why you might not see as many videos on Perfect Inning throughout the baseball season this year as you would most years. Not that I don't like baseball. I mean, I'm a Twins fan. We're the best team in baseball after 8 years or 9 years of being just complete and total garbage. I'm loving baseball more this year than I have recently. Because of that, I'm watching way more baseball than I would normally. So all of that is not reasons why I don't like this game. I'm going to get into why I'm not liking this game, and I think you guys will understand and agree with the points I make. Whether or not you think those points are valid to not like a game and not want to play a game as much is up to you, but I think the points I'm going to make are pretty hard to argue with. So, the first thing and the biggest thing is, for the third year in a row, we have the same teams. Now, that's awesome, especially if you spent money on your team to not have to lose that investment. That said, this is the third year in a row with the same teams. If we look back, Perfect Inning Live was our first year with the teams. A lot of that year was spent going from literally only having base cards and maybe player of the month cards and season best cards that topped out at 71s or 72s to, by the end of that year, there were war cards in the game that were up to an 89 and maybe even in some cases 90 overall base overalls. Additionally, the boosting system was not very user-friendly for boosting quickly. It did offer guaranteed boosting, but it also took a lot, and by a lot I mean 10 days or more for one stage out of 3 or 4 stages, without using a ton of diamonds to speed things up, to boost a single player. So from that perspective, there weren't a ton of plus 10 cards, right? Year 2, they made boosting easier. They added Legends, which took the overall cap up to a 99. Besides Legends, they added in live SC cards that went up to 92s. Same with career high cards, and I believe it was contract year cards. They added high class cards towards the end of the season that went from 85 or 86 up to 92. And they added world's best cards that went up to 95 overall. So they increased the overall maximum potential a little bit. They really made boosting easier. So you saw a lot of teams getting to at least plus 7s, if not plus 10s, with varying levels of success. Now, between Perfect Inning 2018 and Perfect Inning 2019, what has changed? Not a whole lot. Now, they've added franchise and classic players. A few of them get up to 96. They keep adding more new legends. But the boosting system has stayed the same. They went from plus 10 up to 3 stars. But the cost to get from plus 10 to 1 star and to 2 stars and to 3 stars is insanely high and buried behind a paywall. So the practical effective maximum for most of these players as a free-to-play player is still a plus 10. So not much has actually changed in the team building between last year and this year so far. What does this mean? This plus 10 Twins team, what have I done new with it? Well, I've added Tony Oliva because I got a bunch more GP in so I could actually afford him. I got Torrey Hunter, who is newly added to the game. They did add coaches, but it's insanely difficult to get 3-star coaches. Not only 3-star coaches, but from the team you want and in the synergy you want. So while these are cool concepts, it's way too pay to win on these features. And by way too pay to win, I mean not just that you have to spend money, but you have to spend gobs and gobs of money to have a chance at any of this. Besides Hunter and besides Oliva, this team has not changed in Perfect Inning 2019. I'm just shifting over to opening player packs so you see something differently as I keep talking. But if we look at my free-to-play team, it's players I like, and they're all +4 or higher. But that team, while it's a fun team to use, has no practical competitive advantages in this game anymore. The only way that you can compete in this game is to build a deck entirely of one team, so you have to use a team that you're okay with using, and then on top of that, you need to have those players all really at +10 or higher, if not at least +7, and that's just to remain competitive as we get the GOAT Kyle Lloyd. Well, that's what you have to do just to be competitive in this game, and I don't like that. I think that, yes, team decks should be rewarded, but I also think that because there's so many good cards for every team, that the team deck incentive outweighs simply saying, hey, I want to use my favorite players. And while I guess that's cool, every competitive team in this game has pigeonholed themselves into this, and if you don't do that, you can't actually be competitive in this game. Because another problem with this game that still remains unfixed is matchmaking. If you have a new team you're building up, every team you face is either the bottom of the bottom, like a completely base card team, maybe not even 10,000 overall, or you have the complete opposite. You're facing a 14,000 plus overall God Squad. There's no in between for what you can be playing against in any competitive ranked modes of this game. My Washington Nationals Life After Bryce series, I've recorded playing 10 different games to try to make a video for that. And every single game I played was either against a scrub team that I blew out or against a God Squad that I didn't have a fighting chance against. And not only that, I built a nice +10 Bartolo Colon. Now, yes, he's a starting pitcher. He should only be used 1 out of every 5 times. But I played 10 times, and he didn't show up once. I understand law of averages is theoretically possible mathematically, but I think Gameville should do a better job of implementing what some like Tetris games have, where while their pieces are randomly generated, they also have a cap where every piece has to show up at least once in every 20 pieces maybe. So there's like 6 or 8 unique pieces. Now, it's not going to show up once every 8 times, but it will show up at least once every 20 times. I think with starters, not saying you have to have each starter show up once in every 5-game window, but if you said, okay, we have 1 in 5 odds, but each pitcher will show up at least once in every 10 games you play, I think that is important for, making it random. So people, let's say they figure out the algorithm and they say, okay, my 3, 4, and 5 starters get picked the most. Then they stack their best starters at 3, 4, and 5, and that's all they ever use. It should punish them as much as it rewards people who have their starting rotation in the order you would conventionally go. Best starter first, worst starter last. By making it random, but also weighted to the point where, while it is semi-random, every pitcher shows up, it makes people prioritize building truly good teams. And beyond that, it makes people prioritize having a balanced rotation and not just trying to play the odds of the game. Which, let's be honest, this game, they are very transparent about their pack odds. I love that. But at the same time, some of their other odds with like boosting, boosting they do show, but with training, especially, they don't show the odds on training. So it's hard to know if you're ever going to get a perfect training. Like, tripled perfect training results, what does that mean? Does that mean 1% is 3%? Does that mean 3% is 9%? Does that mean 10% is 30%? There's a huge difference in all of that, and Gameville is not transparent on that part of things. I briefly mentioned it, but my next point is packs. And yes, I understand. Free packs, anything you get for free is better than nothing. I completely agree with that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about getting free packs. What I'm going to say though, year one, the free packs, they gave you some okay cards, but you definitely still had to grind on this game to get better packs, get better players. And it did take time to ultimately get the players you wanted. Cards, some of them were pretty common, but there was some level of card scarcity. Then last year, Perfect Ending 2018, there were a ton of insanely good packs. You could legitimately make or break your entire team through packs. Now, you wouldn't necessarily break it because even the worst pulls were still okay, but there was a ton of upside to packs. Like grinding season mode, you'd get those packs, you open those packs, you could legitimately get a 95 overall world's best card that would completely change the landscape and trajectory of your team building. And even if you didn't, you'd still get generally some war cards. You might get some all-stars that weren't worth a ton, but you could build your team pretty steadily with the occasional massive boost to your team. With packs this year, the player packs available are a basic draft giving 70 to 80 overall players and a luxury draft giving 80 to 90 overall players. There's no free packs outside of logging in on days and maybe very special events that gives any cards out 91 or above without spending real money. And that to me is a problem. The problem is not that they capped it. The problem is that they've done this in 2019 after they had those amazing packs in 2018. Let's talk about the market. And yes, you can see a couple Twins players that I might be working on. No big deal. The problem with the market is it's not a free market. It's a controlled market. So I have this Castillo guy. I can list him for up to $96,840,000, as little as $87,620,000. Now he probably would sell for $87,620,000. But then you look at this. Like a 73 Patrick Corbin compared to a 79 Eric Hosmer. Nobody's buying Eric Hosmer for $44,240,000. But I can't possibly go lower than that. This is not good. It should be an open market. Let me post him for $40 million. Let me post him for $32 million. Let me have some free control of the price I list him for. You have a 30% tax on the market, so making profits is pretty difficult. I could see if you had price ceilings and floors, but please, Gameville, make them a little bit less restrictive. Or make the market fee like 20%. We've been asking for this for 3 years, and we still don't have it after 3 years. I understand it's good, it prevents coin selling, and it keeps the money in Gameville's pockets, which makes the game operate smoothly. But the prices and the ranges on these cards don't update quickly enough for anybody to actually be able to sell these cards in a timely fashion. And you know what? The cards that are really going to hold value and go up in price, people will just sit on them. This Hector Santiago, he actually got up to like 5 or 6 or 7 billion. I got one of him at 400 million GP. I held on to it. It went up to 4 billion GP, and I made my profit anyways. Sure, it took time. Yeah, I profited on it, but I also had the time invested. But the thing is, the players that are worth more, people are still going to snipe them. They're just going to hold on to them for a month or two before they sell them, take that GP to then spend on the legend they wanted originally. That by that point in time has dropped in price. So really, instead of having a economy that prevents this profitability, it just slows it down and makes for a stagnant market. So where Gameville's trying, and admittedly doing well at preventing at least the GP sales part of things, they are definitely failing when it comes to the part of things where the market flows smoothly, people are actively buying and selling cards, getting GP in, and building their teams without literally forcing themselves to do it by means that are questionably ethical. By which I mean they have people on accounts they don't care about buying cards for them. They have second accounts they buy their own cards on. I'm not saying I have a problem with it because that's just how the market's structured. But I feel like Gameville's making it impossibly difficult to actually sell their cards in the game. The last thing I'll talk about is gameplay. And let's talk about how pitching is in gameplay specifically. For the third year in a row, you can perfectly locate every single pitch you throw in this game. And that is super unrealistic. It's like non-competitive, to be honest, and it's just not fun to do as a player, to experience as a player on the hitting end. And again, it's just not realistic. If you added 2 meters, awesome. If you had it where you could pick your location, but the range where the ball would land was like significantly enlarged, great. If you made it harder to perfectly locate your pitch by making the perfect pitch location smaller and narrower and making the incentive of getting close but failing by just a little bit not too bad, but also not making perfect pitches. 1, super easy to get, and 2, where if you don't throw a perfect pitch, it's like horrendously catastrophically bad because you get the red dot and people know exactly where the pitch is coming in. Like, there's so much wrong with the balance of pitching where everybody not only has to push for perfect pitches every pitch, but 98 to 99% of the time makes perfect pitches every pitch. So hitting, it's just completely unenjoyable because, nobody ever made a mistake on any of the pitches that they threw. It's not conducive to good gameplay. Again, year 1, and to some extent year 2 of this game, just having the live online head-to-head was an awesome feature, and I'm very grateful for that, which is why I've played this game as much as I have. And I will at least honor my commitment to 2,000 pitches for 2,000 subscribers. I have not touched this game in a while because I have been so frustrated and disappointed in it that I couldn't take myself to open the game. Now, I know I have messages to check. I'll work on those, and you can message me as well if you want to be a part of that. I will post those videos. Those will be exhibition head-to-head games, me playing against you. But besides that, the only other videos I think I'm going to make on this game are going to be pack openings from free packs I get, or from people who buy packs and want to share them with me, or I will make update guides. Besides those 3 things, again, 2,000 pitches for 2,000 subscribers, pack openings that I can get from packs I would get anyways, and update guides. I don't know what other videos on this game I actually would want to make and enjoy making. I've tried to get gameplay with specific players. I'll show you. I actually have my roster B. I've got this Cody Bellinger in there. I also have, if you go to the pictures, I have Madison Bumgarner in there. I played 8 or 9 games. I couldn't get Bumgarner to start once. And my other starters are all relatively close to Mad Bum. I have 96 David Robertson out of the bullpen. The problem with recording the gameplay, again, the matchmaking is so skewed that I can either show them dominating noob teams or I can show them getting dominated by insane God Squads. There's no in-between, or very little in-between, where I'm not matching up with a team that's the same overall as this, so, in the 12 to 13,000 range. I haven't faced any opponents like that to say, okay, against a similar competition, here's what these guys can do. I might keep trying to make those, but just know that, yes, I've tried. I've recorded for hours and had footage that, honestly, I wasn't happy with and didn't feel I could make a video out of, at least to this point. So that's kind of where I'm at with this game. Kind of a long video. I do apologize, But thanks to everybody who took the time to watch this video, to listen to what I had to say and my thoughts on this game. I hope you enjoyed getting my perspective on why I haven't been uploading this game recently and why I probably won't upload a whole lot of this game. Now, maybe a month from now, I'll calm down, I'll get back into things, I'll start posting this game more. But if I don't, I just wanted to be upfront with you guys about things I'm not liking and not enjoying. So you guys know that's the reasons that I'm not posting. If you agree with any points I made, let me know in the comments. If you disagree with any points I made, let me know as well. Let's have an open discussion. See what we actually want from Gameville going forward. If you have any points you would like to add, again, let's make the comments wide open. Let's have a discussion about what we think of this game. Because to me, it's just been really, really difficult to get into this game and to actually play it for any serious amount of time. I don't like having that feeling about this game, but that's how it is. So I probably will bring videos for different games to this channel until I start enjoying this game more. If there's any games you guys would like to see, let me know what those games are in the comments. I'm definitely open to checking things out. I know I've been doing some Topps mobile apps. Look, for me, with those, I open packs, I go and I can trade the cards. I know there's no higher ulterior motive to those games, but also it's really cool to see the different trades that come in. I've been enjoying those, so I'm going to keep posting those Sundays. But I guess besides that and Perfect Inning, if there's anything you'd want to see, let me know. That being said, that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and until next time, and as always, peace out.